It's September 20th, 2025. Today I went up to Summit Mall. Okay. I'm watching different people, listening to them in their conversations. Some girl walked by, those idiots were in here trying to sell, they were telling on them for the hypnotic drugs and them drugging her and telling her to say it before. We had it all set up. Shut up. Yeah, they already got it. Oh, yeah, they already got it. From August 31st, 25. Macy's upstairs. A guy answers the phone. It is documented and verified that they used hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. And she has no memory of these people. What they did to her before. Nobody's allowed to say a word. Some guys, like she did say, she had a metal taste in her mouth. And they used hypnotic drugs. She has no memory of those people from before. And some other people say that we know she don't know what's going on. We're going to tell Keith. Okay. And some lady downstairs talking about it. Well, on August 4th, 25, they admitted they used hypnotic drugs on me and drugged me and told me to say it before, and that's why I have no memory. And why I had a metal taste in my mouth. Then August 5th, 25, in Dutch Valley Restaurant, girls were talking as if Agent John didn't know they used hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. He was telling people he knew she was being drugged, being raped, and didn't care. He even let him torture her. Is he some kind of coward? As if he didn't know. Okay. August 7th, 25, Walmart, 62 investigators. We have them again admitting that they drugged her and told her to say it before. And that they used hypnotic drugs on her. And she has no memory. And them calling Agent John a coward. Okay. Then, since then, why are they calling Agent John a coward? They want him wrote up not reliable either. That he just opened the case as fraud. And that every drug dealer they got off this needs to be released. They had no right around her. And they don't want anybody else arrested. Seeing at 18 and 19, they walked around me. You tell one word on what we're doing. We'll tell everybody you're a liar and that there is nothing reliable in what you say. And that everything will get thrown out and you can't testify against us. And that surveillance, that they had no right around you. And everything will be thrown out. They threatened me back then. You better stand your ground. See, Agent John didn't just open an informant case. He opened up, like Walter Moss, my friend from the Starr County Prosecutor's Office. He opened an attempt and threat of life case. And like the police said, we always knew Karen never lied. Some ladies, I heard them talking today, where they said that they always knew Karen never lied. Those people walked into the FBI office and confessed they were trying to kill her to agents. And then the rest was caught under police surveillance with a court order. August 13th, 24. I went a year early for my notary. I had worked that night and I didn't sleep. I worked till 11 o'clock at night, didn't get in bed till 11:30, and then I couldn't sleep. Had to be up early to go for my hour training. Carl insisted on driving me, and I was sick to my stomach. And then he parked, and I went to walk the last block. He's like, "Oh, I'll drive you." And I was so sick to my stomach, it's like I need air. And then we ended up having words because he kept wanting to drive me over there. And I just needed to walk. And then there was a guy from the Texas group, black hair, black beard, standing outside the bar association, got smart with me. By then, I'm pissed. I go in for my hour of training, I go out, he's right outside. Okay? And I get in the car, and Carl's like, you must be really tired. I said, I'm fine. And by then, I just want to blow up because that idiot was waiting for me. And he kept saying stuff about me being tired. I finally blew up. I went, look, don't tell me how I feel. I don't care how you talk to Brenda, but I'm Karen. If I tell you I'm fine, I'm fine. I don't tell you how to feel. Don't tell me how to feel. And I went, and he dropped me off, and I went to work. And I went up, and I got my client. We went to Mark's on North Main. There's 3 men in there, looking me up and down. She's too uncontrollable for what we need. Some lady said probably kept her life with those people. Some lady investigator comes in, busts out laughing. Boy, she told that guy off for telling her how she feels. No one will tell that girl how she feels. And then they were talking about how they're investigating you, Agent John. They all know that agent above her case. When he opened it, he had already told everyone she called the FBI. We all know he told, even confessed on that recorded line. He had met with everyone. Everyone knew the FBI was involved. They all know that he don't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. And he left her there. Well, they got surveillance, and he didn't pay her. And he's under investigation for stealing from that case. Because he don't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. First Amendment, like a criminal attorney, the prosecutor's office, the police. Only a judge in a jury trial can put a gag order on you. Agents are only hired police officers, and if a police officer cannot tell you can't say anything, it takes a judge in a jury trial. It's only bullying me. Then he's already confessed. He's met with everybody in his FBI office. They already knew I called the FBI. Then it's stupid. Hartville police last year said that agent had told the police he was only acting that way to get the drug dealers. They got all those drug dealers. And then he didn't pay me, and they were afraid he pulled the police just to steal from the government. See, that's where they're looking for that loophole. Where they set you up to be arrested, Agent John. You didn't pay me. You left me in hell. You told on me. It's documented and verified it was you up at Apostolic Church of Barberton telling on me after the hotline before you spoke to me, and then you confessed on a recorded line that you had met with everyone making fun of me, and you knew they were trying to kill me. They had confessed in your office they were trying to kill me. I'm trying to justify it. Okay, today I heard 2 girls walk, and they were walking near me, and then they went in a store. We were listening today when I was telling Carl about, I don't know who this one guy was outside my apartment. It was like in 21, 22. I heard his voice, and it brought back where I was smothered, couldn't breathe, and my whole body in pain and agony, and I couldn't breathe, and I couldn't get my breath. I couldn't breathe, and slowed my heart rate down. I don't know who it was, but and just the sound of his voice outside put me into a sheer panic attack. It took me a while to calm down, and then I went outside to smoke, and some guy in the distance, that guy's voice brings out that kind of reaction in her. I don't even know who it is. Those girls said we were listening to her today. That guy is actually the guy that tortured her. The one that said he was an FBI agent, and he only works for that office. None of this is funny. They said he's one of the ones watching her, making sure no one housed. See, that's where September 10th, 25. Tuscarawas Courthouse. That was a sideshow. Our attorney was even complaining she had never seen such a circus show in her life, and a judge allowing it, and people lying and changing their story, and letting them get away with lying in her courtroom. Okay? We gotta leave. Now, that whole courthouse is bugged. My phone is tapped. That judge still has a robe on. Said they were down here. Said she has nothing she says is reliable. She's the biggest liar. That office said they spent thousands of dollars and they didn't find anything, see anything. You'd have to be blind. They were all over me. Dixie seen him at Maslin, and 3,000 people seen him at Faith Family Church. You'd have to be blind. And then everyone wants to get even with her. It's illegal for law enforcement to get even. Walk by some guys in the room. I had the right to do those things to her. I had the right to find out what I was against. The fool that's afraid of a 51-year-old fat woman in a skirt was down there. They said the office that was doing it was in the courthouse lying to them. Now, it is either the guy from the Maslin prosecutor's office where they, on January 25th, 2019, like they said, none of this is funny, they do mention a prosecutor from Maslin was helping them get away with crimes. I know they did. What is that guy from Maslin? What is his problem helping them get away with crimes? That one prosecutor. He's helping them get away with crimes. Nobody can do this. And why is he involving himself in crimes? They talked about him in 18 and 19 a lot. The other day, outside Golden Corral, where they had been talking about Melissa's divorce attorney against my son John was involved. He said Melissa's divorce attorney was involved against John. You know, that one guy from that prosecutor's office thought he could take the law in his own hands. Told everybody to stay out of it. Well, I hadn't heard about him in a while. I figured he was dead and burning in hell somewhere for crimes. They act like it's one of those two offices we're in the Tuscarawas Courthouse, lying to those people. They're trying to get Agent John's case thrown out. Trying to tell everyone, you know, it's right on Google, if a prosecutor's office calls you a liar, not credible, being an FBI informant, they are to be arrested. 20 years. Obstruction justice, tampering with witnesses, evidence, and aiding and abetting crimes. Same for a police officer. They can never discredit you or any part of the case because they can get the case thrown out. Where they said they're trying to get the case thrown out and every drug dealer released. Agent John, you better get a backbone. And you do need to pay me. And where people said they realized, where right on Google, you cannot attach informant money. The only ones that can attach it is an attorney that if you have to get them to file to get your money, and then they can get their percentage, and that's it. You cannot attach informant money. The person's in immunity. Agent John, you better get a backbone. You had every right to open that case. They walked in your office and told you they were trying to kill me because some idiot called me a faker. You mentioned it on the recorded line. They had been in your office confessing. They were trying to kill me. You opened a threat and attempt at life case, like Walter said. You're not just an informant case, but an attempt and a threat of life case. See, that's where even Lady said, I liked her speech where she said, no one will make fun of her for this. And what she lived through. It won't. My one ex-co-worker, Lori, Her family was taken by the guy in the white van. And they showed up in stores, laughed in her face. They tied her up and cut her up in pieces. They dismembered her while she was alive and laughed in her face how they killed her. My old house manager, Melissa, her niece, was taken by those bastards too. Same guy that tried to kidnap me. Like those girls said today, those men that not only were saying that they were the sheriffs, but that guy saying he was an FBI agent, he just works for that office. It's not funny. No, it's not. And they were with the Florida Drug Cartel. Faith Family Church, 3,000 witnesses. The ones that said they were for Judge Peters, and they were from Florida. They had mind-controlling drugs. They can control anybody for 4 to 6 hours. The hypnotic drugs. I told you, July 24th, 25, an investigator on a motorcycle was outside Bob Evans on 62, where that tape is so-called Weird With Yourself. It's already documented, verified it's a shower scene. They did body ratio. It wasn't even me. Some other lady showering. They put my head on her body. That's why no one knew about it. July 25th, 25. Walmart 62, where some couple got smart with me and Bob Evans, and I blew up at him. Went over to Walmart 62, an investigator from 18 came in. I told that couple never to say a word to her again. I interviewed John years ago. He said nothing bad happened to him. So did all of her boys. Some guy said, well, they're supposed to have drugged her and told her to say da-da-da-da. And he was pissed. See, that's where the FBI and the police had a huddle after Thanksgiving 18, where Melissa got caught telling the kids to lie. The kids stating they were lying on Thanksgiving of 18. And they're documenting me games of pretend. They were talking, why are they having those kids make that shit up? Oh, they're just trying to scare her into giving up the house. That's it. We interviewed her whole family. They spoke highly of her. March 23rd, 23, 2 federal agents walk in. We told these people, stay out of it. We interviewed her whole family a long time ago. She's never hurt anyone. No one's ever seen anything. And it's just some lady thought she could make money out of this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and upload this. Agent John, you need to pay me. You need to get a backbone. You had every right to open that case. Those bastards confessed that they were trying to kill me. And everything that I said happened because you caught it under police surveillance. I like my money. And like Walter Moss said, Karen, you don't realize you're in a threat and attempted life case for an informant. It's different. It can never be closed until you die. You will stay in immunity for the rest of your life. And you are to get paid by the government. They owe you for risking your life to get them information. That agent doesn't have enough authority to ask you to stay quiet, or anyone else. He was only bullying you, and the police would know that. It takes a judge in a jury trial. First Amendment. He's only a higher police officer. He was only bullying you. And they would know that. I talked to a criminal attorney, said the same thing. Grant's friend, that's an FBI agent, said the same thing. They're looking for that loophole to get all those drug dealers released. And you need to find out who was in that courthouse trying to get your FBI case thrown out. On September 10th, 25, Tuscarawas County Courthouse, and who lied to that judge.